Hi there. I was just looking at a video that I had shot earlier, and after listening to what I had to say, I thought maybe I was a little too harsh. The point I want to make is this. Right now, my videos all tend to look a lot alike. You have to remember that I'm just a guy who does a video in his office or his living room or his dining room, who has an interest in photography. I just want to share my interest. If people are interested in the videos and want to watch the videos, then that of course is a bonus. I don't expect to be the next person to get 1 million subscribers on YouTube. But I have noticed that most of my videos now get at least 200 or 300 views, that I get a few comments on each video, and that any efforts I have made to, pardon my use of a strong word, to pander to my audience, I think I've backed off on. The thing is, what I am doing is presenting, basically presenting myself. My interests, my gear, my way of dealing with photography. In doing so, I really can't copy anybody else. I really can't try to compete with anybody else. I'm not going to be reviewing the latest and greatest cameras. As I said, I'm going to review what I have. And I apologize profusely, especially to Ronnie Pittman, because I still have the actual review that I had promised of the old Nikon. It's still not completed. I do have some images shot. I did have an introductory video, but that's where it stopped. Any of you who've been watching my videos knows that I've really gotten back to basics. I was using a 6 megapixel Pentax *ist DS. I had put in it a manual focusing screen with a split image so that I could focus it accurately with my old lenses. And I was having a lot of fun with it. And then I went to visit my son, who has just recently become a father, which makes me a granddad. Anyhow, my son had this, my old K10D. It has issues with autofocus. It's not always very accurate, especially with some lenses. So, what else would I do? I took it back, gave him an Olympus that for him is now a much handier camera, a much more modern camera. I took this home, pulled the focusing screen out of the DS, which does focus well, automatically I mean, and put it in here. So now this, with some handy dandy M series lenses like this 50mm f2 and this 200mm f4, have become my new toy. Now, what are the advantages or disadvantages? Well, this is a 10 megapixel camera. It is weather sealed. It does have a lithium-ion battery system, so I'm not juggling around 4 AA's every time I have to change batteries. Overall, a very rugged, very sturdy camera. This particular camera actually fell out of the seat of a pickup truck onto a paved parking lot with only a couple of scuffs as any sign of damage at all. So, this old brute, which has about 45,000 clicks on it, is now my new toy. How am I finding it so far? Well, as I've said with the 6 megapixel articles I talked about earlier, I like the look that a CCD sensor tends to give an image. It's very subtle. It is not something that is make or break. However, it is a nice look, and I've been playing around with techniques such as the Brenizer technique. I shot an image of my son using, I can't remember the exact number of images now. I will post it right here for you to see. Using a bunch of images, focusing directly on him, using a 50mm lens at shallow depth of field. I took pictures of him and then of course the surrounding circles building up on my image. I brought them into Affinity Photo, where I stitched them. I then did some cropping and some adjusting of perspective, and the result is a striking, well, before I cropped it, it was actually a striking 70 megapixel image. And it was excellent. It was perfect. He was clear and sharp. The background was gloriously out of focus because, of course, a 50mm wide open meant that I had fairly shallow depth of field. And the way the Brenizer technique works is that, of course, it allows you to shoot wide because you are combining images. Very similar to what you would do in producing a normal panorama. But the difference is, by taking advantage of the shallow depth of field of your longer lens, your subject now really pops out of the background. Anyhow, I know that seeing it here doesn't really do the image justice, but at least you'll get a look at what I've been doing. Anyhow, it's been a while since my last video. I apologize, but I've been away for almost 3 weeks, visiting with my son and his wife and their new baby. So I've been more interested in taking baby pictures than talking to you guys. Well, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you continue to watch this channel. If you like the video, please give me a like. If you would like to subscribe to see more of my videos, then by all means do so. I don't see much point in sharing this particular video maybe, but anyhow, I'm just glad to be back again, and I hope you enjoy my future videos. Well, bye for now.